since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Hello, this is Ty Bollinger, author of the best-selling book, Cancer, Step Outside the Box. I want you to know some very important information. In 1985, President Ronald Reagan requested that Carnivora be sent directly to the White House at a time when only the president could obtain this world-class healer. Now, 27 years later, Carnivora capsules are used around the world to keep people healthy. Now you can protect yourself and your loved ones in this age of superbugs with 17 naturally occurring compounds that instinctively respond to abnormal cells only without harming a single normal cell. If you want to stay healthy, now's your chance to literally wake up your critical immune cells to attack harmful invaders that don't belong in your body. Call 1-866-VENUS-FLY or order from carnivora.com. That's carnivora.com. That's 1-866-836-8735, 1-866-VENUS-FLY, or visit carnivora.com. Protect your immune system. It's the only one you've got.
Go to your calls, but then coming up in the next segment, I'm going to play amazing video of the bureaucrats ordering police to basically arrest or drag out people in the front foyer area of the Albany airport. And the police are just like, they have constitutional right. We can't do that. They're not up at your checkpoint. They're not interfering. And you can then see the head guy go, I'm getting the CEO of the transportation group that runs this on the phone. The police are like, well, okay. They'll probably have those cops fired. I mean, that's how this works. And he goes, the CEO? Well, my goodness, if somebody says CEO, I mean, if somebody showed up and said, put your child in a blender, CEO. Oh, certainly, CEO. Let me just immediately, if somebody in a suit says something, I better do whatever they say right now. The government says, some shadowy government, spy on people without warrants. Yes, sir, that's illegal, but I'll do that. The government says torture these people, and when you get caught doing it, we'll send you to jail. But see, they can always find scum. The globalists admit this is a process. They just want to find out who the good cops are. They're just going to get rid of them and hire criminals. And that's the conversion to tyranny we're facing. The problem is they can't find enough criminals that can pass the test and things, so now they're just creating the TSA. Hitler did it, Stalin did it, they just create a goon force. Because there's always the police academies and military academies that have esprit de corps who don't want to be corrupt because they know it's dishonorable. Any old institution knows that. So they're always at odds with the thug group the government hires. That's what's happening right now. Let's go ahead and go to Aaron in Canada. Aaron, you're on the air. Thank you for calling in today. How may I serve you?
Hey, how's it going, Alex Jones?
Good.
Hey, no, I was just saying, you're talking about the TSA today, and I'm really concerned is because up here in Canada we have CATSA, the CATSA, and all this whole topic that you've been on this today, I called them to see if I could film them. And no, you're not allowed to film them. They actually can take your video away from you.
I mean, they could actually take you and put you in a pit and shoot you in the back of the head if we let them do it. I mean, government with uniforms is always extremely dangerous, as George Washington said. Government, like fire, is a dangerous servant and a fearful master. You know, it's like fire. It's very dangerous. And, of course, they will tell you, and I've checked Canada, the law is you can film there, too. Of course they're going to tell you. Pretty soon they're going to tell you that you're their slave. Sorry, go ahead.
No, right, you're right. I called them myself personally. You're actually allowed to request a police officer to come in with you while they private search you. You can refuse the body scanners. You can do all that, but they told me that I'm not allowed to film them. I called the BC Civil Liberties to tell them this, and I said this pretty much goes against my constitutional Charter of Rights and Freedoms in Canada, and they told me, yep, sure does. So, I mean, it's
yeah, so the answer is go, be polite, film them, sue them.
Yeah, and
we're not looking for trouble, but we're not your slaves. You either fight for freedom now, peacefully, with every avenue, or it's going to get physical. And don't worry, they're going to start it. I mean, I know tyranny, it's like a locomotive coming down on us. We either put the brakes on this thing or we're going to have to deal with these people.
Absolutely. I'm going to go fly to back to where my hometown is from where I am right now, and I'm a filmer. I don't care what happens. I'm going to refuse the body scanner, and I'm going to go in there with filming and see what happens, because I'm not just going to give up. I mean, it takes police officers 3 years to train. You can film them in Canada, but it probably takes 2 weeks for a CAT's authority to train, and you can't film them. I mean, where's the sense in that?
Well, they just say you can't. That's what tyranny is. Government says, you know what, you're paying 50% in one form of tax. That's not enough. How about 60? How about 70? How about 80? The average bureaucrat's making about $200,000 a year in Europe. I mean, dog catcher level. And the public is going bankrupt. I mean, it's all coming here, man. They're going to destroy us. They're going to destroy us. Great points. Good to hear from you. Phil and Mass, you're on the air.
Hi, Alex. How are you doing today?
Good, sir.
Listen, my brother just came and visited me from the Czech Republic, and he was telling me because they went through the Soviet-style Stasi-ish life, they are now totally rejecting all of the Snoop Society, the whole thing. They are obsessed with privacy.
Yeah. That's Europe's problem. I've had all the top, well, you heard him yesterday, head of the UKIP party, others on from Europe. And I'm going to hold you over. This is an important point. In fact, put him on hold. I want to give him a couple minutes on the floor. I'm going to come back to him after the break, because we're about to go right now. That's the EU's problem, is they expanded from 15-member to 25-member, and they took all those Eastern European countries in. Well, guess what? It gave them good commie bureaucrats that were left over to man the takeover. But the people are like, well, this is the Soviet Union. Well, this is exactly what the Marxists did. Well, I'm not going to do this. You know, people who had their dad taken away who never came back, people who, artists, who communists would be jealous of your art, not even if it was political. Or they'd say, I want your wife. And you'd say, no. Well, you will never have your art published. I mean, it just turns the ultimate scum loose who just want to dominate. Okay? They have to be dealt with. They have to be dealt with. They have to be dealt with. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Have you ever wanted to generate your own supply of electrical power, even save money on your electric bill? If so, this could be one of the most important messages you will ever hear. Solar-powered generators are now available. These emergency backup systems provide life-saving electrical power. Unlike gas generators, a solar generator runs quietly, emits no fumes, and produces electricity from the sun. It's like having an electrical power plant running quietly in your own home. Run sump pumps, shortwave radios, computers, and even keep your food from spoiling. Whether it's hurricanes, ice storms, brownouts, or blackouts, you'll never suffer through painful power outages again. And here's the best news. A remarkable fall truckload sale is going on right now that gets you $1,700 in bonuses when you buy a solar generator. To find out why these solar generators are the best generators and get $1,700 in bonuses for doing so, go to falltruckloadsale.com. That's falltruckloadsale.com. Generate your own supply of electricity. Go to falltruckloadsale.com. That's falltruckloadsale.com.
The Silver Lungs Generator is the only all-encompassing professional class product for producing endless colloidal and ionic silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. With recent regulations threatening the sale of silver-based supplements, now you can secure yourself and your family by producing your own silver solutions anywhere, anytime. You can have the peace of mind knowing that you can create endless supply of silver anytime, anywhere, for any application. The Silver Lungs Generator is a one-time purchase that requires no maintenance nor replacement parts for the life of the unit. This product was designed to be an invaluable part of your vital preparations. For a detailed report on the differences between ionic silver, colloidal silver, and what most silver solution manufacturers are producing, please visit our website at www.silverlungs.com for more information on why you should be producing your own silver solutions right from your home forever.
We have witnessed two terrible storms in the east, but we are still in the eye of the perfect storm. The most devastating economic conditions since the Great Depression, America's worst drought in agricultural history, and now the economic results of the presidential election. This perfect storm is a huge threat to everyone's food supply. I just doubled down and got even more supplies from eFoods Direct, and I recommend you do the same. It's time to get your own supply from eFoods Direct. I know I won't be standing in a bread line trading my freedom for food. I'm taking control of my future. and you're nuts if you don't do the same. Go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex to find the specials. And you can start with a holiday gift pack that's normally $80, now under $50. Remember, I can warn you, but I can't feed you. Call 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Would you rather prepare 6 months too early or 1 day too late? 409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Live. We are taking your phone calls quickly here because I need to get to these 2 special reports and big stack of other news here. But we were talking to Phil in Mass. Phil, start over. You were saying people from Czech Republic, people from Romania, people from Poland. I mean, I run into these folks. They're listeners, and they're absolutely, and plus I've studied those countries. This is Sovietism. It's not really communism. The globalists just use the Soviet model of regional government, committees. I mean, this is communism. But again, the globalists are exempt from it. And so how you battle communists is how you battle these people. They are your enemies. Even their low-level operatives are evil. And people need to get to grips with this. I mean, the mindless, mainline liberal, they mean well. There's a lot of bad stuff about the mainline conservatives. They're part of the system as well. The average low-level liberal is not a bad person. They actually believe the propaganda. They're very childlike. But you go a couple steps above that, they are vicious control freaks, vicious people. I've studied their MO. They hate your wealth. They hate strong people. They're evil. They're inherently the scum of the earth. And they relish government power over you. And they've got to be dealt with. I mean, I just keep trying to explain this. They're mortal enemies. It would be like having a 15-foot king cobra living in your house. And you're like, oh, I think I'm going to be nice to the king cobra. Folks, you better get the king cobra out of your house one way or another. Okay, they're a barrel of snakes. I'm sorry. Finish the point about Eastern Europeans, that are not going along with tyranny. Go ahead.
Okay, well, he told me one story in particular, which was there was a man, and his security camera outside of his house filmed a robbery of his home. And they caught the robbers and the perpetrators, but then he got fined because they are so obsessed with privacy now that because his camera was facing out and viewed part of the street. They are that obsessed, and they reject the Snoop Society to that extreme. You're not allowed to infringe on anybody's privacy in any way. There's a whole host of laws in Czech Republic to prevent
I know. That's why I work with Start Page. They're from the Netherlands. A lot of those people, had their families disappear and know what to knock on the door about and dealt with. When your grandma dealt with tattletales who got off on power trips making stuff up about you, you get to where you hate snitches. And don't worry, America's going to hate them too. We're going to get hurt bad, folks. I mean, it's going to be bad.
I'd really like to make one more quick point. Is there any way that someone can start an association for Journalism 2.0 so that people know when they're a whistleblower, they have somewhere to go? They can go to a journalist that subscribes to the morals and values, or actually just the regular old standards for journalism, because it's just lost. It's almost like Amber Lyon or yourself or even Joe Rogan. But Journalism 2.0 needs to be like a standard that you can wear like a badge of honor, and that if you're not wearing it or you don't subscribe to it, you're just entertainment or propaganda. Like I can just, having that stamp